Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ESA Cup Season 9. My name is Bozemox, and tonight I am accompanied once again by Mighty. Good evening.
Good evening, dear viewers of ESA. We are back with another playday for you, and I am tremendously fun to see and say that we have another eternal MG battle. I posted it on Twitter, and it's once again the game of games where we can say we are better than you, and we want to have that we are better than you trophy.
Yeah, I think for us and for our viewers, this is going to be a very pleasant match to be watched. But I can imagine for the Mystic Gaming, or that's what MG stands for the Mystic Game Organization, this could actually be a bit of a mixed feeling match where, of course, one of the teams will finally qualify, be among the first to qualify for the finals of this competition. Where then, of course, the other team, they will still stay in, they will still be in good position, they will go to the 2-1, still again one win away from qualifying for the next stage, but they will take a bit of a longer route. So basically, whoever wins today will take the shorter route, and we'll join LDL amongst the top teams of this first stage of today. Well, today, of course, like we already said, it's going to be an MG match, and the two teams that were then mentioned, meaning in this case, is MG Cook and MG Minions. MG Minions did pretty well in the qualifiers, ended up, I think, in the top two, I believe, top two, where Cook ended just a little bit lower, but also did pretty well. Which tells me that this match could actually be pretty close, Mighty.
Not only will it be close, but another thing to be and Captain mention here, we are doing book hold scores. So these teams are
Mm-hmm.
not too far away from each other in their recent performances. That's why they're both up in the 2-0 section, but
Mm-hmm.
also are matching up with each other. Yes, of
Yeah,
course, LDL were the first team to advance, and I think that was the team that had the best book hold score so far in this previous round.
I believe
That's
so.
why they faced the I would say low book hold score that also gained
Mm-hmm.
2-0. That was Crown Zero. Crown Zero took a
Yeah.
complete beating yesterday, unfortunately, but they are still up in that section. They have a 2-1, so they're completely capable of just getting their qualification done a little bit later, but still have the chances. But
Mm-hmm.
when we talk about these two teams have been around for a long, long time. So we
Oh
know them
yeah.
for a fact, and we are definitely looking for a close game, after my opinion. Just keep in mind both teams are from the same organization, so they will be thrilled that one team will advance through the qualifiers. One team won't make it tonight, but they still have the same opportunities as Crown Zero to do that later.
Mm-hmm.
But we have some more stats for you. Let's run over those a little bit.
Yeah, well, first of all, we have here the player stats, Mighty. This is a bit more of your area to talk about. But before we go over this, I do like to mention that due to a little issue with the statistics, we only are able to show the statistics for minions only from round one of Swiss. So the statistics of round two haven't yet been included to this visual, which for MG Cook is the case. So those are for both two of the maps of matches that they played. But for minions, it's only based on the first round of Swiss. But still, nonetheless, they are quite representative in a way, of course. Minions has been showing a pretty steady performance so far. So, Mighty, take us over it.
Okay, let's look on these scores a little bit. If we look in the first hand section of Cook, they are struggling a little bit. Yes, they have two guys or three guys that's above the 1 OKD, meaning they go neutral each game in that perspective. But look at those cost values. They are mid section. One is in the lower end with Superior having recent struggles in the past playday. Meanwhile, Manakai have gained a little bit on that cost percentage, climbing surely near that 70% scale. That's where you want it to be. That's where you want to be when you're showing your team that I am a player that is doing everything for his team that he is necessarily possible to do. Meanwhile, if we look into minions, we have a lot of more players above in that cost section. We have Sacred up there. We have Unfolds above 70%, nearly close to 80%, and also Nordi on 72%, alongside Scarwood 72 as well. That means they're doing many good things for the team, gaining a lot of kills, not dying that early, doing some
Mm-hmm.
big old plays, maybe clutches or late games. But if you look also in these entries, Sacred is one of the players that we need to look into tonight. 10-2 in entry kills, that's meaning something, that making this very difficult for Cook to play tonight against AU stats. Yes, we know they haven't been recently updated, but if Sacred can hold that
Mm-hmm.
line, that Sacred is definitely a player that you need to watch out for, because he will look for these entry kills. But
Yeah, so oh, go
we
ahead.
have we have some more. We have some more. Let's talk a little more in particular about these two teams before we go to map bans, because we have some stats on these recent maps. Cook is known to go through a little bit into the more standard category maps like Clubhouse and also Oregon. Oregon is banned out of the pool. That means they have to readjust a little bit and they go to the mid scale maps.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, that's where they really feel confident. If we go to the bigger scale maps, they feel a little bit unconfident. They very often need to go to overtime, and especially if they want to win, they always went to overtime recently. They have never won a big scale map in the regular time rounds. Meanwhile, though, Minions is very often always going to mid scale maps to big scale maps. That's where they feel very, very confident. They also like standard maps, but they did the turn a little bit earlier, so they're very good on these big scale maps as Cafe, as Nighthaven Labs, as Consulate, or as Leia. So just to keep that in perspective.
Well, to keep it in this perspective, of course, we can actually take a quick look here at the actual map bans, of course, so we never actually know, have an idea of where we're actually going to be going to. So we can actually see that we are indeed going to Clubhouse. Like I said, one of those maps that QuQ will favor. It was also one of their map picks themselves, where then afterwards we're going to Cafe, a bit of a bigger map, of course, suiting to Minions in this case, and then to decide it all, if it happens that we end up in a 1-1 situation, then we will end up going to the decider map of Nighthaven Labs, which, statistically might favor Minions, but of course QuQ might also be very good on the map as well. There's one other visual that I like to go over, Mighty, and that is the predictions that we also have from both the community and the production crew, so we get a bit more of an idea, again, of what we might expect of here. We're seeing most of the production crew actually favoring the side of QuQ. That's 4 versus 2. There on the side of Minions, and actually percentage-wise, we're seeing something pretty similar: 63 for the percentage for the side of MG QuQ versus 38 for the side of Minions. So both of these statistics actually make sense to me in a way, Mighty. Like you and me were already talking right before this match started, or before we started doing the stream, like about these two teams. We have some statistics that we found in the past. Where, first of all, these two teams did play in ESA Season 9 before in the qualifiers. That was the very first qualifier where they went to Clubhouse, the first map of today as well, where QuQ actually managed to win with a 7-5, I believe, from my head. So it was a pretty close match, but they went to the favor of MG QuQ. And in general, I do think that MG QuQ has been doing pretty well lately.
Oh, lately. If we talk lately, we know for a fact that these bans will come in. I'll get on that a little bit later. But we're going to Clubhouse, and QuQ has recently played Clubhouse twice in a row, and they have both time they lost it 7-5. Once against Valido in R6 qualifiers, and they also lost it against Entropy over at Voltage League. So recently they have a 2-game losing streak on Clubhouse. Meanwhile, they also have a 2-game streak losing streak as well, as they have just lost both games recently. Their last map or series win that they had was on October the 13th, so that is 8 days away. So that's been taking a long time since they recently won. But if don't take it too obviously, Minions as well is struggling a little bit lately. They just recently lost against Aspire with a 2-0. Also, they had major struggles on these mid-scale maps, and they also lost on a big-scale map. The only big-scale map that they won recently was Lair against Aspire. That was the very first map with a 7-5. Meanwhile, they lost Consulate 4-7 and also lost Sky, one of the smaller scale maps. So if you maybe can crowd wins on the small scale maps, that's where they feel uncomfortable.
All right, that's indeed very interesting. Both of the teams have had success in the past, but also had some struggle in the past. I believe also Minions had quite a few roster changes, as they usually do. They don't really manage to maintain rosters for a very long time, where, of course, Alex is the one on board for the longest, as he's also the team captain. But they do have a few new players. But if we actually have seen so far, also looking at the statistics that we saw earlier, we do see that those new players are pretty good individually and also for the team. And I'm very curious to see in what extent they will be able to help Minions out a little bit better than they did before. Almighty, as we're now starting with this very first map of today, the very first round of today, Clubhouse. We're starting off with a always bomb set that I always like to see, especially here on Clubhouse, where it's the gym bathroom bomb site, where kind of traditionally the side of Minions, who's here on the defense, is really extending all the way here towards CCTV cache, where they can really do like a layer by layer defense, like I always like to say, where they can fall back room by room and slow down the offense. And well, whenever things just get too difficult for themselves, just fall back one bomb site, or one room in this case, sorry, and where they just get a new chance to hold back the attack once again.
Yeah, definitely. That's like also I would say the most standard way of approaching that spot in the defense, is just building out wide and just, as you mentioned, just fall back inch by inch, by room, just to steal the time on the clock for these attackers. Because the attackers need to deal with a lot of breaches, check out a lot of corners, maybe also mock out and maybe destroy a lot of utility and gadgets. This that's brought by the defenders. So it will take a lot of time to do those steps step by step. So that is definitely the thing that we are looking for. But everything unfolds a little bit on how fast you lose or gain access to both, I would say, CCTV and catch area. As soon as you're catching and the approach lines on that spot, that means you're pushing back the defenders a lot of ground.
Yeah, for now, it's the first minute of this round has passed by. We did see that Bandit was injured, but has been revived by one of his teammates, meaning he's back on his feet, of course. He has only 20 HP, so just one single bit of damage will easily take him out, or at least the bullet will easily take him out. But at least he can still benefit, contribute to the team. We can also see that some of the attackers have already made their way towards CCTV and Cash, from where they are starting to open up some walls, get some presence on that area, and start putting some pressure onto Cash, from where they will attempt to get some kills on those defenders and push them back eventually back in towards places like construction and office.
That will indeed be the case. But if we just have a quick second here before the first kills will be drawn in here, as the first gunfights will be drawn, well, Larry finds the first kill onto Archie. But just look on these bands once more. We didn't have the time to talk about these bands. Monty, we don't have to talk about him. We are on Clubhouse. Let's be honest, guys. Everyone knows how important Monty is if he is available. Also, Mira, especially for this spot where everyone loves a good mirror star in the defense, heartbreaking in the hands of minions. But that is the two most bans that they have done in the hands of QuQ, as Monty has a 63% ban rate of Monty and a 34% ban rate on Mira. That means a lot. That operators are being banned a lot.
Yeah, there's definitely an operator banned a lot, and well, while we were just waffling, it suddenly went all over here for the side of minions, as the final two minions members got taken out by the QuQ members. And well, this basically means the first round has been going here to the favor of the offensive side of QuQ, which has now put a score on a 1-0 advantage in their favor. So it's a nice little start here for the offense. I don't know, like, how are the statistics for Clubhouse for ESA Cup in terms of attack and defense? I think they're pretty close to each other. Actually, it's a 55% offense at the moment and a 45% defense. So
that was the thing that I was wanting to mention previously, but I didn't just get the catch of that moment there. But we're having a lot of maps that are so defender-sided, from recent set of saying Majors, SI for PC, that we are always getting our standards from, and we're turning them around. We have maps that are so completely defender-sided that we're turning into, just saying Nighthaven. I think we have a 60% win rate in attacks, or a little bit above 60% attacks on Nighthaven. Meanwhile, Nighthaven is known SI battle, face against W7M. What a battle that was, declares everything, and we have turned that around. The same goes for Clubhouse. But the thing is that I might have seen here why QuQ had the major terms of just making this overrun is because they didn't have any good defenders that were keeping them away. The line of minions is a little bit, I would say, weakened, especially by that mirror, because very often it depends that you have a mirror on board for that top floor side. Meanwhile, you had an Azami. Azami wasn't brought the first round. Now you got her. That also gives you the advantage of maybe having more build angles that you can use and maybe also abuse against your opponents. Like, that was the lack that I was seeing, that you don't had any operators that just could hold away and hold off these attackers from just completely roaming in and going in. Especially if we have a look into that player in the hands of Flores, Dernis. Dernis, he's known for the fact that he is playing a lot of aggression, very high-paced siege. So if you just let him roam in, he's a good aimer, he's fast on that trigger buttons, you're definitely making some challenges up for yourself.
Yeah, definitely. The side of QuQ was very quick on that first round, and we'll see how things are going right now for them. Of course, MG minions really trying to slow them down as much as they can. But once again, we can see that first of all, the wall of CCTV has already been opened up here by the side of the attacking side of QuQ, where they're basically getting ready to put again the first bit of pressure there onto CCTV and Cash, where likely again the first defensive layer of minions is located. Here we can see the walls are being opened up. Also, the Ace has opened up a wall, and a beautiful kill actually from Sapir. We're just gonna kill that onto Nordy. That's Alex, as that's the first defensive player now losing his life, the Bandit. And well, this also means that the attackers can now start taking control over CCTV, as that area is now fully cleared.
One thing is definitely to take for sure, that QuQ is picking this map 3 times in a row, even if they lost it twice back in the days means they have done a lot of work on it. They have rethought stats, they have rethought lineups in perspective of which operators they want to do and want to have, and also the way they wanted to approach these spots. As you look like the calmness is very impressive, especially because you know for a fact where these defenders are located at, and you play a very calm and steady walk onto that to that bomb site.
Yeah, with the last 50 seconds now approaching, it's really time for the attackers to make that move. The defenders definitely have done a little bit better on holding back the attackers, as there's like lesser amount of time available right now. Attackers still need to get quite a bit of control, but as Kai gets a kill onto Yarna and Evil gets a kill onto Mankai, we're back to an equal man count of a 3 versus 3, with just over 35 seconds remaining. To be able to kill onto Spy, Interlude with a kill onto Superior. It's really going back and forth at this point. They know the zombies right in the corner, right behind the desk, and it's really the moment that Ash needs to make her way in. She needs to do for the team because the other player is quite occupied with that Azami, who has really bunkered herself in. I cannot really, of course, to ignore. Force coming right around the corner, getting found by Kyron with a headshot getting taken out, and now all coming down to Interlude. They know exactly where he is, but he is in a fortified position, a pretty strong position if you ask me. But Kyron finds the player who just had to go for the pistol and finds the kill. That secures yet another round here, Mighty, for the offensive side of MG QuQ.
Yeah, I would say it was a very good play by QuQ. Once again, Minions is struggling a little bit. They found a position where they could fight back and also equalize these round counts and also operator counts. And that means a lot. That not only means they find way of adaptations of just moving around freely, not just bringing yourself in the open, making yourself vulnerable, but making yourself in key positions where you just can clear out opponents when they're just roaming and approaching in. Meanwhile, though, that attack line on the Azami was very good dealt with. A little bit unfortunate that Dernis is a little bit ahead of himself, a little bit too fast, that Kyron couldn't just do it simultaneously with that swing coming in. But still, upper hand gained, and also still in the happy done by Kyron as he's making that kill through. A little bit unlucky in the hands of Azami is that if Azami would have had a little bit more bullets left than her primary weapon, that would have gotten in the upper side hands. Not only because she was prone down with the deagle, just maybe trying to get some, I would say, surprise momentum. That didn't quite come in perspective. She had a good keeper there. If she would have had a little bit more bullets, that, I would say, team communication between Dernis and also Kyron could have gone horrendously wrong.
And also for the viewers wondering who Evil Archie is on the side of MG Minions, that was one of their ESA players. So the player, you won't find him in the roster, you might have never seen him before, but that was one of the ESA players. So that's why the player is making a first appearance right here in this competition right now. But for the side of our Minions, who have now lost the top floor twice, of course, they have now decided to go for a different bomb site, which makes total sense. The basement is a very strong bomb site, a very good bomb site. It's a total bunker. So many hard walls around the bomb site where really just the top floor is the only soft and breachable area to come from, and with the other walls just being really, really close to the bomb site itself. So it's a very strong bomb site to play on, a very favorable bomb site for the defenders. So hopefully for the side of Minions, they finally will find some success here on the defense.
Not only is it a very defensive favored bomb site, but it's also the bomb site that you know for a fact in our defense that is the bomb site that we need to win. If we can pick it twice, you need to win it twice. That is the bomb site you're not allowed to use and lose. If you lose that bomb site, you will definitely have major struggles. That showcases that you're not able to defend well against your opponent's team, because that is a side that's so defensive favored that there's no room for any errors to do that. Because that spot forces the attackers to do a lot more footwork, a lot of more movements than they necessarily have to do on the other sides. So you have the opportunities, if you place your crosshairs right and also your cross angles, then there's no space for you to lose it. Meanwhile, though, the first opening frag doesn't go in the favor of Minions, though.
No, it doesn't. Once again, it's not going in favor of Minions. It was a nice spray there from the Twitch, but getting a beautiful kill and finding Archie right there. Goyo taken care of. Which leaves us now with a 5 versus 4. Once again, the attackers are fairly quickly on making their entrance. Already have a nice bit of control. Already starting to pressure the bomb site as well. I believe the kitchen hatch has been opened up as well. I don't think they actually managed to trick it in the end. And this gives the attackers a very nice entry point as well. Also with the player on the bottom of main stairs, very good position to contest the players from already. Because Nori already falling on the floor. Kyron also getting a kill onto a little bit fast for me. I completely missed the kill through there.
Yeah, it went very fast, and once again, we have another win by QuQ, and QuQ is just showing they have done work on club players. Every single spot so far picked by the defenders is going in the hands of QuQ. Not only because I would say that Minions are struggling with team communication of playing together because we have 5 equal positions. Not equal. I'm getting words. I'm forgetting words.
Attackers need to locate and
Um,
defuse bombs.
yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Each of the players in the hands of minions have their unique position, and there's no able place to be done by these defenders that they could play along and also play together, as there are no rooms for anyone to just roam freely and just move and say, okay, if you make a kill, I will try to do a refrag. I can do a quick swing from this door or from this rotation way. They're standing a little bit too far away from each other, so there's like no really team play able and happening so far. And if you just look at these approach lines from QuQ, they're also playing a little bit widespread in the beginning, but as near they come to the bomb site, as close to they are as a unit. So they play in amongst that. If they're like guys defending deep, I will take the risk of they may get killed, that I get killed by these guys playing deep. But if they play close, as closer we move to the bomb site, as closer we also get. If someone will kill me, you will always have a position where you can refrag me.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things that minions could do to do better. What they're doing right now, they're going back to the same bomb site they just lost, just like they did to the top 4, attempting it for a second time. Nothing wrong with that. I just really hope that they are able to find some success this time around. They're going for a bit of a similar setup again, like every single defender playing downstairs as far as I'm aware. Which, well, of course, it's possible. It's completely fine to do so. It puts you in a very strong position to defend your own bomb site with full manpower there. But at the same time, it also gives the side of QuQ a very free and quick entry here into the map, as they probably know there's no roamers around. And well, this puts them in a position where they can already start pressuring the bomb site from above very quickly on, create those verticality, open up those hatches, and make it very difficult for those defenders to play in their own bomb site. So there's a bit of an advantage and a trade-off. But we have seen a lot of teams do the same thing, and sometimes it does work out. So I'm very curious to see in what extent minions actually will be more suited for this time around. But as Skyrim is getting that first kill there onto Yarna, it means, once again, it's the first player of minions getting opening guild.
Once again, the opening frag goes in the hands of QuQ, and that once again means that minions is struggling. They're not getting these kills in, they're not getting themselves positioned where they can't be killed from the above section. As we just see here, frequently every single round now, QuQ is building themselves, I would say, holes to go verticals. If they can't play verticals, they will play linears. That means they open up a lot of sites, they open up a lot of foot lines, headlines, spotted lines, and they aim through those. And that means they gain a lot of visibility into that spot, and that also causes the defenders to move a lot. And what I spoke about previously, if you move a lot, you always set yourself in danger zones of crossing the crosshairs and also cross placement of the defenders. If you do so, you're getting yourself in vulnerable and dangerous situations. But the kills are coming in, and Northy finds up here. Dernis finds Northy as a refrag. Dernis is on side. Larry is very close. Now the swing could come behind the B-bomb. Dernis will get killed by Archie, as Archie finds the right moment to swing there. And also Larry is definitely spotted out, as he's still trying to put down the diffuser in church. C4 comes in but doesn't hit. The bullets come in as Archie once again finds the helping hand. Now we finally have a minions that play together all along each other. Now one is always making pressure, making the other gain time to just move around and get a new position, always getting like a small surprise moment that you never know for a fact where he's coming from. That also means that Larry has to listen very closely to these steps coming in and also be able to just whoop and also do the play if it shall be necessary. It wasn't necessary in that situation, but still, QuQ loses their first attack round.
Being defused by attackers.
QuQ indeed losing the first attack round, and it means that minions now finally finding their first success here on the defense, which was not a minute too late, really. Like, of course, the opponent wasn't 3-0, and yes, they are on the offense, which statistically is the better side on this map in here in ESA Cup Season 9. But at the same time, a 4-2 would still be desired here for the side of minions. If they lost another round, well, then they had to win 2 rounds in a row to still make the 4-2 happen. But now they finally at least got the first round on the board. They are now deciding to go to another bomb site, however. Not going to bar and backstage, which you tend to see a little bit more often these days compared to CCTV Cache. CCTV Cache, of course, we have seen it so many times. It is a very playable bomb site. And maybe even because we don't see it that often anymore, it might just give them a little bit of an advantage, as this also means that teams might no longer be too familiar on attacking this bomb set anymore. And especially with that clash in play, I'm very curious to see how it will go for Minions, because I believe that Minions in general is a pretty good team to play with Clash.
Attackers have located a bomb.
I would just say that I have some problems of these defending lines. Yes, Minions won the first, but still there are a lot of things that I see in, I would say, difficult matters. As we just see it now, they're trying to find some adaptations, but bringing a Clash on a team that's already pushing a lot and also pushes from multiple angles. I don't really think that Clash is the right tech there. I shall be convinced of the difference, but I don't know for a fact if that is the right operator to choose. But meanwhile, QuQ has gained the rounds that they needed, as we always intend like a 4-2 split on Clubhouse. Yes, we know for a fact that we are more attacker-sided on console than we are on PC on Clubhouse, but still, we always look for these 4-2 splits. They already gained themselves a 3-3 split at least, so I would say that QuQ will definitely be positively motivated by that standing, but they will also try to look forward and just gaining a 4-2 or maybe a 5-1 split as well.
Yeah, with the members of MG QuQ already being very close here to the bomb site, approaching from different areas as well, as Ace is coming from the main CC wall and the Termite is coming from construction. These defenders are really surrounded and really pressured from all possible sides, which makes it very difficult to play their bomb site. Garage is really the only real safe area to play in at this moment, but of course, and also the top of the stairs here near the bomb site. But for that, it really means that they are a very limited moving space. Some players might be trapped in corners here as well. Like if they move, they might get found and might get taken care of. So especially the bandits in a very difficult position, and it really comes down to Nordy and what extent he can actually play safely in Garage to defend his own teammates. It's still 5 versus 5 with 45 seconds, so it's really gonna end in one big bloodbath. The big question is just to which side and which side most of the kills will fall. You can see that the Ace has opened up the wall and actually finds the kill there onto the bandit laying in the corner. Brings us to 5 versus 4. First Minions member dead, where now it just starts raining kills from the side of MG QuQ. 2 more minion players down. Another one goes down. That's Evil Archie losing his life, leaving Instrument all left standing in the 5 versus 1, where the diffuser is attempted to be planted, gets cancelled as the play did get too low. A missed knife from the Termites, but still finishes it off by still getting the kill he was so looking for. And with a flawless round, it goes back in the favor of MG QuQ, who has now secured their 4th round win by putting the score on a 4-1.
Okay, I think we are ready to declare one thing.
Which
Not only is Minions struggling, but they're not finding the right clues that are been given so far by QuQ to find these right adaptations. As once again, we found out Clash wasn't the right key, as she immediately got spotted out and multi-angled out. So there was no key gained by the Clash. We're picking it again. We are on the same bomb side. So we will definitely look into if Minions is just repositioning themselves and also maybe playing on a different type of base, maybe also a different style here on this defense. Because the last and recent defense where they just got shot by a flawless round here by QuQ means, and that declares one thing, that QuQ is definitely done their prep work against Minions. They know Minions in and out as it seems, and they're completely just ripping apart every stone that they have built up so far in the hands of Minions. Minions is not finding a single square inches to move freely and also counter all these positions. Also, as it seems that QuQ know for a fact they're struggling a lot on aggressive plays, because Minions is taking many things for granted, as they're putting bandits on the walls. Okay, the wall isn't open. They won't play on that wall. What happens? Yeah. Manakai rappels through the band, takes a lot of damage though, but gains a kill. Very on the way, because there was no one aiming off, and for a fact we knew that the guy that was killed by Manakai was definitely standing up vulnerable for that breach was open. Meanwhile, as well, we have 2 guys hanging upside down rappelled on windows, gaining kills there as well. These are like the surprise moments, and also we saw that they were struggling a lot of getting their crosshair up on these players playing these verticals.
Yeah, so once again, it's Minions here go for the last defensive round and go for yet another attempt on the bomb side. They have previously lost once again a second attempt, really. And well, I hope that for them it's going the way of the basement went, as they managed to win that one on the second attempt. But again, for the side of MG Cook, they're just getting in the building so damn close, already on the front door of the bomb site, really. Termite getting in position to open up the wall, and with the force coming from the force, the Zofia coming from below to deal with the Bennett charge. It's just a matter of with the kite charge, it's just a matter of waiting until they actually manage to open up this wall and start hailing hell onto the players in the bomb site themselves. And suddenly we're seeing a lot of kills happening, including a team kill there from the side of MG Cook, of course, unintended, but it resulted in at least getting 2 kills. But as then Evil Archie gets a kill onto Kyron, we're back to a 3 versus 3. The Mankai getting a kill onto Interlude. The MG Cook here for reclaiming the man advantage, but Spy having other plans. Finding the kill onto Dernies. Finding a kill on the Termite as well, who's magically walking into the bomb site before being thrown. Not hitting the target onto Mankai, who's now finding himself in a 1 versus 2. It's starting to look like Minions will be able to secure yet another round right here and put it on the 4-2. But if Mankai, it's really up to him whether he can actually disrupt it here and still work things back in favor of MG Cook.
They've definitely found some great positionings and also found a little bit more team play in the hands of Minions. Now we see that Cook a little bit in the struggling areas as they are not getting any intel anymore from the windows. They're not getting intel enough to destroy gadgets. They haven't opened up these lines that they're known for in the previous attacks, but they're good still spotting out these gadgets. As we just saw a laser and immediately Malachi knew for a fact where one guy was standing. He is getting multiple angled by Archie and the bandit in hand, and Archie's getting that kill done. So 4-2 split. We are still concluding with attack favoring on Clubhouse here by ESA, but will it turn now? Is Cook the team that will turn it around and say, okay, we will show you guys that we can define and win back that stat book and saying we're winning these defense lines. Meanwhile, though, we had a 4-2 split from the attackers into the defense. Now we have Minions in the attack. And also Minions is very equal on both sides, but they're more known to be better in the defense because they're playing a lot more defense rounds from their stats, from the completed than they're doing in the attacks. So this is definitely one thing that we keep a mention, that Cook is a little bit stronger in their attacks than they are in their defenses. Meanwhile, also Minions is in the same stat way.
All right.
Well, not only because they play a lot more defenses than attacks, but also that they have had some struggles of only being able to manage the time schedule in the right format, but also struggling to open up these key sections, also regaining them. They're very often gaining open opportunities to gain these access ways into key positions, but they don't take them and leave a lot of time for the defenders to move back in these key positions.
All right, so this is really the moment where either Cook can show us how to defend a Clubhouse, where Minions fail to show us, or this is also the moment where Minions really confirms how offensive favorites map like Clubhouse can be here on console R6 or especially ESA Cup Season 9. It's really up to them. I think Minions could really use some offensive round winners, of course, as they down 2 points compared to the opponent. Well, 2 rounds, that's all they need to equalize it back to a 4-4. So definitely Minions in a workable position, but MG Cook, of course, on a nice advantage. MG Cook here going to the basement at first. Very understandable, very strong bomb side, like we said earlier. Minions played it twice, won it once, lost it once. The question is how MG Cook will do on this case. Once again, every single defender playing downstairs as well, so the same advantage here goes to the side of Minions, where they're basically getting a quick entry into the building and can quickly start putting pressure onto the bomb site itself. And then it really just comes down to how the defenders are able to defend the bomb site itself.
But one thing that I'm just getting some feeling of is that we're taking basement as first in the defense lines of Cook. Is that maybe in the potential way of saying, okay, we want to just break the will of Minions, of saying, okay, we are leading 4-2 after the attack, going into the defense, and we win the immediate first defense on the spot that's very defense favored. Does that maybe be in a strategic way of saying, okay, we just want to show you that we're closing up that gap to finishing off this map? Is that a thing that they should have maybe taken in perspective? Do you think that?
Yeah, maybe. They're like, yeah.
Because that's a feeling that I'm getting. We're taking the bomb side at this so defensive side, and we're stealing a lot of time, just figuring out a way, just saying, okay, we want to win this round, and only to break, like I would say, the momentum of Minions. They just recently won round number 6, where we will immediately also just fulfill and also expand that lane from a 4-2 into a 5-2, just making it even closer to the end of forcing minions to do more things, be a little bit faster, maybe also do some, I would say, forced plays by the time pressure.
Yeah, meanwhile, we can see the members of Minions are already getting pretty close to the bomb site, but the Twitch not checking her corner, getting taken care of after she did find a kill herself. Naughty with a kill on Dennis, and Kyron with a kill on the Gianna. Spear with a kill on Naughty, and Dennis with another kill onto the last Minions member. Unfortunately, the offense so far not working in the favor of Minions, and the defense working well for MG QuQ. MG QuQ showing how they can win a defense's bomb site the first attempt, and therefore now putting the score on a 5-2, increasing the advantage over the other MG team even further, and only being 1 round away from securing the first map point on the map of Clubhouse. Very good start here for the side of MG QuQ on their defense.
Defenders, protect your bombs
And
from being
well,
defused by
definitely
attackers.
moments that Minions needs to, well, start thinking like, how can they actually start winning some more rounds here before it's too late.
And why do QuQ look a little bit stronger on that bottom 4 side than Minions? Yes, Minions also won it once from their 2 attempts previously, but why is the reason that QuQ looks so much more defined, a little bit more confident as well? That's very easy to tell you guys. We had the hatches closed, hatches also played actively against. They weren't open. That means that we also had the Melusi gadget on the bottom section of the hallway from Barrel side, so where the Twitch was playing. So the Twitch didn't gain any visuals from far away from the top of the stairs. Meanwhile, we also had the calls coming in by these deep angles, also these head holes coming in by church. So we knew for a fact in case of QuQ there is someone coming from there. The same was counting for the other hatches. There was no one near that hatch. But meanwhile, every other approach rate closed down. There were guys standing to destroy drones. There were no Twitch drones coming through. There were no commitments coming through by any type of gadgets or drone areas from the attackers, and you just shut off any rotation ways. You can't destroy gadgets from far away because of the Melusi. You need to be close, and when you came close, there was always a guy standing up near to just be able to swing you. In a very passive position, then you can't mock him out earlier, but when you need to mock him out and you concentrate on the gadgets, he was in place. But now, finally, we're up in the top 4. That was the spots where we didn't get any wins early, but only got a win in round number 6. And now the favors coming in back again on the attackers as Minions finds the first opening kill against Kyron. And Kyron is indeed the top fragger so far for Team QuQ.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna hurt the side of MG QuQ. Also, Minions starting well with dealing with some of the utility with that flourish drones. So very well start here for the side of Minions. Needs to be careful because Super looks to be ready for potential jump out here. But for now, the members of Minions have already secured control over CCTV and cache, which is fairly quickly. But now, of course, they gotta worry about construction, where the Azami is playing, really fortifying her own position, which can be a big struggle to clear. But of course, eventually, Minions members will be able to do so successfully. Ace charge is also being used to open up more of the walls, forcing the Azami out of construction as the wall next to her is now being opened up. And well, this puts Minions actually in a very good position to actually start putting some real pressure onto the actual bomb site.
And one thing is definitely to take in perspective. Another key thing that they had struggles with in the recent attacks in the hands of Minions was the time scheduling. They weren't prepped to do their, I would say, final attempt on site in the basement section, as they had a lot of more gadgets that they would have needed to or be needed to clear out before they could drop into site. They didn't have that done. They blindly dropped in and they had multiple angles straight against them. And that forced them to do, I would say, things that they didn't quite think through. As also now Dernis is coming with a back flank. Also Superior finding a double kill on the side, though. It's once again these things they know for a fact when these guys are on site. They know for a fact that we have destroyed a lot of gadgets on our approach to that site, but we have not kept to mention where are these flankers coming in. And Larry is close, but Dernis was close as well, as he's gaining once again. QuQ is playing as unit. They're moving fast forward to be alongside each other, to help each other out. And that way, Dernis didn't get the kill in the helping hand of Larry, but Larry makes it himself, though. But just look, once again, this is in the perspective, you completely concentrate on the Azami. You can't kill him the first, but you still keep and try to kill her, and you completely forget there's one more guy. Promptly just could run up on me and just getting me refrag. Immediately, the position comes in by Dernis, helping out Larry, makes it a struggle. If Larry shall fall, Dernis will definitely take that kill in. So once again, Minions is looking good. They have a strategic game plan for every spot and every approach that they want to do. But like the conclusion of their own game plan is not working out because they are missing out on steps. As they know for a fact we can't fill these steps anymore because we have the right amount of gadgets left to destroy gadgets from the opponents. We haven't opened these key angles already. We haven't opened up the opportunities of getting multiple angles at once on the opponents. But they still go through with their gameplay, and these are the holes that QuQ immediately sees and also makes them pay for.
Yeah, and then I feel to notice, maybe it's something you can tell me, but where was the diffuser at the end of the round? Was it someone lost with those defenders towards CC? Or
I think it was dropped in the gunfight of Superior.
okay, I guess so, yeah. Yeah, because that's why like it would have made sense for the player to indeed go for those gunfights rather than go for defuse, as he was indeed in the bomb site at that point, but he didn't have the diffuser himself, of course, unfortunately. So yeah, kind of forced into the bomb site, into the gunfights there, which is very unfortunate. Now here we are starting with yet another defensive round for the side of MG QuQ, which might also be the last round. But if I get a guess of what's going on here, we can see loads of minions members getting ready here at the CC wall, potentially going for a very quick entry and very aggressive approach here, as they're now using the A charges. The Imperials are coming out as well, but unfortunately for them, Chubaro throwing ruining the plan here, slowing down the quick entry. I really think they were attempting to go for quick entry and very quick and clean rounds, but I think Chubaro is just ruining the plans here a little bit, unfortunately.
As also one more thing to keep in head, that also QuQ is very known for to play breaches active in the closing out rounds. So Mina should have known that and brought someone that maybe was able to disrupt and also kill out through these canisters. But Superior falls. Also, Naldi cleans that wall from Decay that he can't play close, but he is still having that claw in hand in pocket, so he could potentially withhold that breach, and the breach won't get open, and these kills are coming in. And this one is looking good in the hands of minions as they've forced the power of QuQ to concentrate on other things, and then they hit them from the side. As they gained a 4-2 upper hand, but the diffuser is still laying on the ground. We just look on the positionings though by Kyron. As Kyron is getting aimed off though by the Thatcher, and the Thatcher won't get a kill as Spiny gets the kill there first. But this round is definitely looking good for Minions, as they have a 4-1 opportunity here to close this things off. As they will, as Nordy finds Larry by the jump in.
Yeah, actually very well done by the side of Minions. They failed to open up the main wall that they were looking so badly to open. Unfortunately, they failed to do so, but they actually did a very good job on just redrawing the plans on the go and still making things work. Approaching the building from a different route, and this way, just making sure that they can still find a successful way. Seems like a player is unfortunately crashing out of the lobby. Which means we just have to go to a little, we will have a little bit of a disruption here, a little bit of a break mighty. But this also gives a bit of an opportunity to talk a little bit more about the match, of how things are going so far. Minions at least securing their first offensive round, but still being 3 rounds behind on their opponent. And of course, our opponent being on series point map points, where they cannot really afford to lose any more rounds.
Now, there's no more ground to lose here for Minions, as Minions has lost every single aspect that they are allowed to lose so far. The spot is saying 6-3. We have already lost the first spot hand side. We have also regained the opportunity of saying we have 1-2 spots in the hands of QuQ. That means first round, better set first spot rotation done and concluded. That also means one thing more, that we can go back to Church and Arsenal. And that's the spot that's being picked by QuQ, and that's not only meaning they're having the bomb site where they looked so doministic, where Minions were struggling a lot with not only their time scheduling, but they had a lot of struggles of just clearing out these gadgets, making these hatches vulnerable and also to be opened, and they never ever gained any access down below. Really, they had to blind drop through. They have a blind run down the blue stairs. Got 2 kills on players that already were down by other teammates by yours, but you couldn't find anyone more, as you were immediately shut down when you entered that basement section.
5 seconds to go.
Yeah, so it's now going to with the basement with a 6-3 score, of course. The side of MG QuQ is in a very good bomb site to make the win happen right here, to bring this map to a 7-3 score, and concluded with that score. But Minions, they have finally got the first taste of victory on the offense, and of course they're not ready to give up on that yet. They want to continue this momentum and also find more offensive round success. So all eyes focus here on the side of Minions. We can see that some of the members here of MG QuQ are not playing on site entirely. They are playing a little bit further away here, especially here the Doc, for example, on those blue stairs, just waiting for any attacker who's unaware, who's not suspecting any defender to be there at this point. As the dog now luckily has been drawn out, they at least know of his position. He's just not ready to give up on it yet, and is just waiting and attempting to contest a bit longer. Meanwhile, we can also see that various other members of MG minions are finding another way into the map. Already doing a quick entry, of course possible because of this. The members of MG are really roaming offside, really giving and allowing the attacking players to just get a proper entry here. And also Iban already making a quick work here of the first bit of hatches to secure some new entry points and line of sights into the bomb site or basement below.
As these hatches are tried to be, I would say, they're trying to take out these gadgets by the hands of Cade. Once again, they're struggling a lot. They're also trying to do it with a fuse. Fuse is still not finding these claws, but still, one thing is good. They've gained the same access they previously had in the previous round. They've opened up that kitchen hatch, so that drop is potentially open and free, ready to be used. As also Larry falls by trying to play a little bit active against the verticals.
Yeah, for now the attackers are making some quick work of some of the verticality, opening up some of the hatches, securing a lot of, opening a lot of the soft floors, creating new verticality and new lines of sight. But Kyron now getting a first kill there onto the Twitch, however, brings us to a 4 versus 4. I believe they're also going to attempt to open up the kitchen hatch anytime soon, as that's one of their focus points. Yeah, the hatch has been opened up. Archie goes for the drop, finds a kill there onto Journeys. With a 3 versus 3, Kyron gets a kill there onto Yarna, leaving us with a 3 versus 2 in the favor of the defensive side. Attacker, of at least one of them, Archie, is inside of the bomb site. I don't know where the Thatcher is at this moment, but unfortunately there, Archie falls into loot with a kill there onto Superior. The Thatcher coming from the main stairs, finding himself in a 2 versus 1 right now. A tricky situation for him to be in. He doesn't have the diffuser in hand, it seems. I'm not entirely sure where. It seems to be still upstairs, so that's definitely not a good position for the attackers to be in at this moment, meaning that the Thatcher really needs to go for the kills, doesn't manage to, and unfortunately therefore loses the rounds, and the map therefore ending with a 7-3 score in the favor of MG QuQ.
And not only did QuQ progress in it and say, I think they don't have the diffuser in hand, but they also read it in the right matters. I think they had a ping on the diffuser. The diffuser was indeed not on down in the basement section. It immensely meant that they were falling back in positions, played wide angles because they had the opportunities of saying we had operators in with good, magnificent sights to go and play these long angles, as we saw by the Duck making the final kill here on the Thatcher. And also, once again, not only did you move yourself in different positions, in unique positions that you couldn't directly help each other, but you know for a fact he's going to play through church and most likely through motor. And immediately you placed yourself in 2 positions, one in a wide angle and the other one with not the magnificent sight on the weapon, a little bit closer on that wall going into blue. So you had a potential double lineup. Okay, I spot him out in the hands of Doc, I call you out, and you swing him immediately. So you can concentrate on one, you won't get both.
Yeah. Well, and with this, sorry? I thought you said something. Okay, well, what this means, of course, that the first map now has gone to the favor of MG QuQ. This was their own map pick, Clubhouse, of course. But this means that, of course, the next map coming up is going to be Night Haven Labs. The map picked by Minions themselves, who is now, of course, down 1 point. Sorry, Night Haven Labs. Sorry, Cafe Dostoevsky. I said it wrong. Cafe Dostoevsky is the next map. Which is picked by the side of Minions, which in a way is a much bigger map. Good favors. Sorry?
When we are talking about Cafe,
yeah,
I recently just said something for the guys who just previously just tuned in. QuQ, yes, indeed, lost twice in a row their recent games on Clubhouse. It was their map pick. Once again, they picked it 3 times in a row and finally won it for the first time since October 13th. But they also had to play Cafe recently against Valido. That was an R6 in their minor qualifiers, and they lost that in overtime 6-8. I mentioned previously, on big scale maps, QuQ is always struggling with gaining these points. They're struggling to gain points early. They have to be forced to come back every single time, and they've never played out a big scale map in their favor without overtime. So we will definitely need to see if QuQ has advanced there as well. They had some advancements done on Clubhouse, but that's the thing that I will be looking forward to here on Cafe.
Yeah, and that's definitely one of the things I was about to mention, that Minions is one of the teams who actually does favor those bigger maps. Like we have seen, the Minions can be very successful, especially on maps like Night Haven, who's a cider for tonight. But of course, Cafe is also one of those bigger maps. So I'm very curious to see in what extent this might allow Minions to make a bit of a comeback here, or whether MG Cook will just end this map or this match with a close 2-0. But we'll find out after the breaks. In about 5 minutes, we'll be back with the second map for today, which is going to be Cafe Dostoevsky. So don't go too far, grab a snack, grab a drink, and we'll see each other soon. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. After a short break, we're back here with the second map of today, Cafe Dostoevsky. This after Minions or MG Cook won the first map, Clubhouse, with a 7-3 score against Minions. Right now, we're going to Cafe Dostoevsky, a bit of a bigger map, if you ask me, which in a way should favor the side of Minions. But yeah, I don't know how this will go. This could be going very quickly, for very evenly, potentially even to overtime. I see two teams also seem to be very well matched, but overtime, of course, Mighty. How would that go, or how could that go for these two teams?
Okay, first of all, we mentioned earlier, big scale maps favor Minions. We're going to Cafe. Recently, Cook lost Cafe in an overtime. I also said every single time where Cook really tries everything on big scale maps to try and win those back, they always go to overtime. Meanwhile, Minions haven't gotten to overtime on big scale maps for over a month. That means they're not only feeling confident on big scale maps, they're playing them frequently, and they're always winning them in regular time and only lost it twice in regular time. They've never lost it in overtime so far this season, and I don't think they want to look into that against Cook, as Cook is one of the teams that they know for a fact are struggling horrendously much on big scale maps. As always, we're always up to find out and be discovered and seen and told the difference and are better said the opposite side, but of every aspect possible and available, this map completely favors Minions.
It is like like I expect the same thing. I think this map should definitely be a little bit better, or much better here for the side of Minions,
Attackers
who
need to
didn't
locate
really
and
show us
defuse
too
as
much
many
on the map
bombs
of
as they
Clubhouse.
can.
I hope they are still in shape though, because of course they might have just not be really in shape, and that might be the reason why we haven't really seen that much success on a map like Clubhouse. And I hope they're able to reclaim that success a bit better here, to do a better job on this map. That should favor them, like we said. But we'll see how things are going for here. Of course, now for the very first round, it's Minions here starting on the defense, which for a map like Cafe Dostoevsky on the ESA Cup Season 9 should be a defensive favorite quite a bit as well. Even 63% defensive win versus a 37% offensive win. So starting on the defense is definitely going to be should be beneficial for the side of Minions, especially on their own map pick and a map that should favor them. So I'm having some bigger hopes here for Minions, and I might have the feeling that they actually might be able to win this map and take us to the third map of Night Haven.
I'm also saying the same thing, but as always, we don't want to cast a curse or anything. So we will definitely grant Cook a fair chance, as they've shown us that they can adapt from previous play days already on the first map of this evening. So I won't be surprised if they can do the same on the second map. But one more thing, we didn't quite get the time to talk about these operator bans of the first map. We were talking on the second map. Once again, Mira and Monty are banned directly out by the hands of Cook. That are their most banned, as they just conclude up and say we will get these bans out every single time we can do them. So Monty still on a 63, will definitely turn up to a 64% ban rate for this map. And also Mira with a 34%. It's always every third ban that they do is this Mira. Meanwhile, also Minions is going a little bit back to their most standard bans with the Ying 42% ban rate. What surprised me a little bit is that they have quitted to ban Solus. The Solus had a 52% ban rate in their hands, and this ban has been shown and also concluded in these two maps that we have seen so far. But just look in these kills, and I will leave their words to you, as these kills are coming in very clean and hot.
It's a 4 versus 1 all of a sudden. It's all coming down to interlude. The Frost here on the side of Team Minions versus 4 very hungry and aggressive Cook members who've made an incredibly fast entry and have absolutely dominated the first bit here of this first round. But the Frost with a beautiful double kill, or at least one injure, almost works things back into favor. But then with Darren getting the final kill here, secures yet again still the round here for the side of MG Cook. An offensive round to open up this map with, something that we didn't really see coming. But a very good way for MG Cook to start off the map where, well, we weren't favoring them as much as they did on Clubhouse.
So there are definitely some things that didn't go after plan. It surely looked like that Minis weren't quite ready in that round for the approach coming in by the attackers, as once again, they had good setup. They had a good gain of good positions of just maybe trying to withhold these positions as long as they potentially could, trying to steal a lot of time of the clock. But immediately they have a game plan in the hands of Cook as they're targeting single players one by one to just drag these positions out of perspective. And you just see that we had the Azami play into Sigil Lounge. Immediately we had 2 guys on these windows bringing mayhem on her position. We had grenades thrown at her. We also had DMRs working against her keeper barriers to just clear these out, and just immediately we had double angers on her, just forcing that kill out. And that is one of the first key positions that we are looking for and clearing out in the hands of the defense.
Attacker's objective is to defuse a bomb.
Yeah, indeed. And well, with Minions now, of course, going back to the same bomb site, something that they did as well on a map like Clubhouse, just attempting again. If they weren't successful, they're gonna attempt the same thing here on the map of Clubhouse on that top floor. So very curious to see how this will go. Of course, they potentially weren't ready for MG Cook to just be so incredible aggressive and so fast. And once again, it really just comes down to find a way to slow them down. The same story as what we had on Clubhouse. And it's just a matter of seconds to see how things will be going. But MG Cook again going for something pretty aggressive. Lion skins already coming out. Windows already opened up. They're already making time to make a very quick enter with a jump out from Dernies. So for Yarna, unfortunately gets found by the Claymore of Dennis. That's what I was trying to say. That's not really great start for the side of Minions. However, with Interlude getting a kill onto Larry, taking care of that Lion, at least they have now managed to utilize it again.
And one more thing that I also have concluded on, they have gotten that position in the hands of the Azami, not falling through so far. And also that jump out is very crucial, very risky by Inter, but he gains some good grounds of it. It's clearing Dernis out. So these are adaptations that we're talking about that were so needed by the hands of Minions, as Minions didn't quite have the catch of finding any clues, any right momentum of just finding answers on that attack approach coming in by Cook. They finally found some, and they've also suppressed a lot of time of that clock that is in the play for Team Cook, as Cook is now struggling a little bit, being very slowed out and slowed down on their approach, but still have way more than enough time to conclude with their build-up.
But yes, Mankind unfortunately finds a kill there onto onto the Azami. It's now once again the attacking side in the favor here in the stronger position. Mankind with a kill on the Interlude. Archie with a kill there onto Kyron. Leaves Archie all aside with a Frost Trip. Finds Mankind. That's something that definitely might give a nice advantage here for the side of Minions, as it's now an equal man count. It's the Ace versus the Jaeger. Superior versus Archie. Do they know where the players are? Do they know each other where they are? Well, at least the camera, the default camera was still up. So Archie will have received the call out from his teammates of the position of this ace. And it really comes down to how he plays it out. He does do quite a bit of damage there onto the ace. Now gets damaged by his own ace charge as well. But Superior finds a perfect rotation using this ace charge by dealing with that castle barricade. The Jaeger not being ready and not expecting this. And with this beautiful play, the ace clutches it out for his team and puts MG Cook on a 2-0 advantage on Cafe Dostoevsky.
So put it on a 2-0. It means, once again, over it all, Minions is finding clues, they're finding answers, they do adaptations to force Cook onto doing other things, also making some adjustments. But the pure change and also the difference between these two teams is that meanwhile, Minions gather multiple rounds of saying we need to find adaptations until they get set on and also work in for them. It's too late. As Cook tries and always finds those clues straight up and adapts upon those promptly. That's the big difference between these two teams. That every single time Cook here is getting the lower hand here, has some struggles. They immediately find an abrupt answer on how to clear out these problems they are struggling with.
Yeah, and so far we're not really seeing the minions that we were expecting to see. Like, I mean, you and me talked about minions, what we were expecting them on this map, which is their own map pick, and should favor them, but so far not really seeing that. Of course, it's only 2 rounds, so there's definitely still a good chance. And now going to different bomb site as well, which of course can work out completely differently. But it will be a very good moment for minions now to start winning some rounds and well, do better than they did on Clubhouse, where at one point I believe we had a 3-0 score at one point. So this would be the great moment for them to start doing better, and especially on a map on a bomb site like Kitchen. There's a good opportunity for the side of minions here to do better.
As well, not only it is Kitchen that is a good spot to do so and begin a winning streak here in the defense. Once again, I would say we may have bursted. You have cast cursed it a little bit of saying it's one of the few maps you still have remaining in ESA that are defender sided. That are turned into attacker sided, and immediately QuQ heard us and said, okay, we will bring mayhem, we will show you that we can also turn this map around.
Well, I would love this match to go all the way to 3 maps, but in a way, if actually MJ Cook manages to take this map as well, then at least I would have gotten my prediction right, as I predicted for Cook to win this map or match.
Me too.
So yeah, that's the advantage, of course, but I would really love to see a 3-mapper, especially in round 3 high, of course, where, well, the winner of this match goes to the next stage, the playoffs, the finals of this competition, where, of course, the losing team has to go on a little bit longer in quiz and will not be safe until they at least win one more match in the upcoming 4th or 5th round, of course.
But I have still one more but to say here. If we look in the roster lineup here by minions, we had some names on our previous I would say visual of the cost values and also the stats that were brought in, and we're missing players. We're especially missing an Sacred player that has played earlier today, as we got told by the chat, and he is not in this roster tonight. May that also be one of the big impactors, because we know for a fact Sacred is one of the big players for minions, as he is doing a lot of great value for his team. He has gained the highest cost value for his team so far, has the best KD, and also has the best entry score so far for minions. Is that maybe the one player that is missing in this roster tonight?
Well, that definitely could be the case, and well, in matches like these, you need all the players you can get, the best players you can get. But as Yarna now gets a kill to Disappear, and Darren's with a kill there onto Nordy, and Yarna with a kill there onto Darren's, it's really going down. Termite also being injured on the floor, so now it's technically 2 versus 4, as long as the Termite stays injured. But Kyron with a kill there onto Yarna does do a lot of damage there on another player there back in Kitchen. They just do a 3 versus 3, made it a 3 versus 2 in the favor of the attackers now, as the Termite is still injured. It could still be revived, and Kyron gets a kill there onto Archie, and Mankai gets a kill, the final kill right there. It's once again falling apart here for the side of MG Minions. And it's QuQ securing yet another round, putting this on a 3-0, just like they did on Clubhouse.
Okay, and I just want to make one thing clear here. Now we're turning in favors of QuQ, not only that they're playing well, that they deserve to have this, but Minions is stepping over their own tripwires.
Yes.
Immediately when you have players in spot, you let them gain a kill before you spot him out and kill him. Then you get the upper hand of the spot and say, okay, there's no more on-site here. You also knew for a fact there is one guy in freezer that is down. What happens? The players that recently just scattered out and also killed out every opponent on-site falls back all the way, just repressuring freezer, completely forgetting the section of small bakery, and also that bakery entrance moving forward. And also we had the dog just moving away out, moving into bar. He's completely losing vision of red. So we have multiple angles here that just were walk-ups that you can't see, you can't really listen to if the guy is sneaking upon. And then we have the last guy that was deep in Christmas, roaming away, saying, like, there's one guy in freezer, re-roam back on side. And you know for a fact you're getting completely killed out by the guy who runs behind your back, backstabbing you from bakery. You have one more guy backstabbing you because you don't have visual on red. And you're forcing your last player of saying push freezer. You know for a fact that guy coming in for bakery will have that window, and you also know if you're not fast enough, the guy from red will haunt you down, because the Ash is definitely faster than the smoke is.
I mean, we'll see the members of MG QuQ already going for the next offensive round, but Archie starting things off well for the side of Minions finally, as he does get an opening kill there onto the Ash. Not per se the biggest loss here for the side of MG QuQ, as well as more like a fragger. It's not really utility-wise. It's not the most important operator, but still, it is a loss. It's a man count advantage. It definitely could favor Minions if they manage to, well, hold on to this advantage, of course. But for now, we can see that the members of QuQ, well, they have opened up the garage a little bit to create a very nice line of sight all the way down that hallway, making it very difficult to rotate through it from here. Well, we'll just have to see from where they are now planning to come from. We can see Kyron, I think, is attempting to go from bakery, it seems. But we can also see that the buck is already all the way at the top floor, basically doing top to bottom clear, just making sure there's no roamers, and then potentially, or most likely, putting pressure from above using his underbarrel shotgun.
I would just keep in mind that we will have some things here called that we have play-based styles, and even though Manaka isn't pusher, is like in the hands of the Ash, doesn't bring a lot of gadgets that is important for that build-up. He is the guy that has the most kills in the hands of QuQ. Yes, we know for a fact Siege is a tactical shooter, and you have the opportunity to play on plans, but it very often depends on what based playstyle the teams are. And one thing is for sure, QuQ is a team that's playstyle is based on going for these kills. They're going for kills, cleaning out that spot only in the second hand, then go for these plans to force these defenders back on site, for example. They're always trying to push on, bring a lot of pace, bring aggression here, to just force these players out and go for these kills. And so that also means that Manaka is more of an importancy than we just thought recently.
I mean, we can see that the members of QuQ are putting a load of pressure here onto the smoke playing inside of Christmas. Very strong position for those defenders to be in, as they can easily deny anyone trying to enter from the freezer. But at the same time, we can also see Buck upstairs in train doing loads of damage here from above, even finding Yarna. That's the mute, unfortunately losing his life. Also, the smoke now finally losing his life, was playing Christmas and holding back those attackers so long. QuQ for Larry with a kill there onto Archie, Stapir with a kill onto Interlude, leaving Nordy all left standing. The Echo, I don't know where he's currently playing as a player, but this is a very strong position for him to be in, of course, as he can't deny any plan from happening as long as he's smart and plays safe with his drones. But unfortunately, of course, he's very vulnerable as long as he's playing with those drones, and he gets found by Kyron, who now secures the round for the side of QuQ, once again putting the score on an even worse one than it was in Clubhouse, a 4-0 in the favor of QuQ.
So as much as I just want to point out positives for Minions is not giving me points. I'm so sorry, guys. I still like you guys. Minions and Minions. I love to always cast you, but this, what you're bringing here on the table tonight, is definitely not the Minions that I know. There are multiple things not working out. You're not having the intel right. You're not swinging in the right sections. You're not playing along as a unit. You're playing as 5 individuals. You're having unique positions that you can't be helped out of or be helped with by your teammates. You also have the struggles of killing these drones. You're giving the opponent a lot of free intel. You're giving them a lot of free access, and you're leaving yourself in vulnerable positions. I'm sorry, guys. That is from A to Z everything done wrong.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, QuQ is finding every single hole as they know. Not only do they spot out these opponents, not only do they get stressed out by low timer or the timer running low, not only do they know for a fact which operators they are fighting against. As soon as the call came in, I hear a moving Echo Jones, most likely. Kyron moved. He was out outside of Bakery. And immediately when the call came, I think the Echo was running a drone. Kyron went in and knew for a fact that was the guy that I was forcing against in Bakery and get that kill done.
Yeah, you were just telling about like how Minions like so struggling to really deny those drones, and this made me think like today we had a patch coming to the game. I believe it was the mid-season patch, right? Which means that today, starting off today, Mossy should have those extra pests available, right?
Yes. It's patch day. Mossy have 4 pests.
Yeah, so
he's not in use.
No, that would have been a great one. Another one of those operators that did get changed is the Zero as well, who now has extra of those shots in his utility as well. So he's definitely being utilized. And Mossy would have been a great opportunity to deny those drones, and I'm not feeling that it would have been a great opportunity. You know, we do see Mankai already getting that first kill there onto Yarna. Therefore the Casa already losing life very early on. Very unfortunate for the side of Minions. It's definitely something they cannot really afford at this point. And this way, it just seems like that the side of QuQ continues to dominate even further.
And once again, we have these guys on these rappel windows. We have Manaka that already cleared our Diana, as previously mentioned, but we also have Dernis here on that piano winner, just destroying every keeper barrier in his way, just saying, Zombie, you're not moving freely. We are pressing you back on the pixel, and you're not get any much further than that. You also would be forced to draw back your position, disappear, and also Malachi come back here from the back end sections. Kyron also pushing in, and as we get a triple kill, Indy has a Malachi on the spot. It's only Archie left. This will conclude with another round in the hands of QuQ. And definitely QuQ is not the QuQ that we read out the stats on these big scale maps. And they're just not only going through, but they're running through this map. And not only do they run through smooth, but they run them falsely without any backforce coming in by minions. And it worked tremendously the way they wanted to have it, as a flawless just came racking in.
Yeah, almost embarrassing the brother team, of course, which is in the same organization. But of course, QuQ just doing very well. Like, it doesn't matter whether they're in the same organization as Minions. In the end, they're still big rivals, and the rivalry that we're seeing here is just so damn strong from the side of QuQ, really showing that they are definitely one of the better teams of the organization. I mean, in general, a load of the actually every single 4 teams are of the MG organization are actually very good teams. Of course, we have Wits, we have Aspire, Minions, and QuQ.
Bomb located by attackers.
But QuQ definitely showing that they belong amongst the top of their organization, as they're just doing so incredibly well at the moment. And if they end up winning this match, then this map and match, then they definitely deserve to be in those finals. But for the side of Minions, being down 0-5, it's not a good position. Especially given how we were praising them when they were going to this map, how we really expected them to make a difference here. We're just not seeing it from the side of Minions, and I think they can really, I think they could really use that extra round of Swiss to just work on some improvements.
Yeah, definitely. That's the thing that I just wanted to mention out. Now you took that. That's definitely fair. But just to give some positives here, as the first kill already storming in. Once again, it's Ghost in the hands of QuQ here. They would leaving them another big opportunity to close this half of 6-0 on the very defensive side of the map, going completely in the attacker's hold. But get some mentionings here in the positives for Minions. Minions second. Well done after these qualifiers. Qualifiers went very good for them. They're playing for the org that's the most well represented in this tournament, as we have 60 teams competing, and 4 of those, it's a quarter of every team, and the amounts that are from Mystic Gaming. That means this organization is doing many things right, picking up the right amount of teams and picking up the right teams in the past as well.
Oh no.
But one more thing is also clear: these book holds are telling us a completely different matches that we are seeing. The book holds are calling in matches that are so much more close, as this match now gets a slight turn. We have the back opportunity in the hands of Minions, as Spiny finds 3 kills on that mute. Is this the round where they can turn a little bit? Could they potentially find some momentum now? Recently, just before that role swap?
It's mostly just getting maybe a little bit too aggressive, a little bit too comfortable here, and therefore risking just a bit too much. But as we see, it's now 2 versus 3 situation, with both of the QuQ members still being full HP, while the mute is extremely low. But as Intercut then does find Fear, it's all coming out to Darrenless in this 1 versus 3. One bullet will easily take out the mute, and that's exactly what we're seeing happen, even though it was a shotgun. So the low HP didn't matter in the end. But now with a 1 versus 2 situation, and still just over a minute remaining, the Nux still does have a perfect opportunity to still clutch things out, especially with her ability hiding the information that the enemy could use against her, and with finding the player, getting a triple kill for Darrenless, is now finding himself in a 1 versus 1 situation, perfectly clutchable, finds it when he knows where she is, almost gets it through the wall bang. But yes, he does! He gets the headshot there onto Archie, and it's MG QuQ securing the perfect half with a 6-6-4 and a quad kill from the Nook.
Did I call it in, guys, on Clubhouse? Did I call it in? If you move and crosses off Dernis, he is fast on those triggers, and definitely Minions got to find out what was meant by me saying that. Beautiful clutch here by Dernis, coming in with a huge quad kill, denying a early played out round by Minions. Once again, Minions gain a complete upper hand here with a perfectly done triple kill in the hands of Spiny on that mute, but couldn't go much further than that, as once again Dernis knows for a fact where these angles are. He spots out the opponent and he doesn't think twice before hitting that trigger. So 6-0 half for QuQ from attack into defense. I think this map is concluded and finished off. Yes, maybe Minions will get some more rounds on the board, maybe 1 or 2, but I don't think that they will come back here to go to overtime with a 6-6.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether
10
you made a
seconds
bingo
left
card
before
for today,
insertion.
but this would definitely not have been on the bingo card. And
Five
well,
seconds to
yeah,
insertion.
like as things have been going right now, it could just be over very, very soon, of course, as
Attackers are
MG Cook
moving to
is
defuse the
on that
bomb.
map slash match
10
point.
seconds.
But of course, now that the minions is going to detect, they might have some opportunity here, and we're already seeing some opening kills from either side. We're seeing Darren's fall to the hands of. I missed that one for a second, but then there's also Interlude losing his life as well. So that's the Frost and the IQ losing their lives. A bit of a bigger loss here for the attacking side, I would say, as they can no longer use that valuable utility from the IQ. While Frost likely already placed all of her traps, but for now, this round continues in the 4 versus 4 mighty.
4 versus 4 in round number 7. Favor turned back. They had the opportunity here to gain some access here with one more guy in the build-up. That was shut down immediately as Inter gets dealt with by the hands of, I think that was Larry. And immediately they lose their advance points. Now it's really much look into where they want to come from. They really need to open up multiple angles and also try to find some solutions of just knocking out these defenders out of their most favorite positions, as these positions are very defense side. That's the reason why this map
Attackers have
is so
dropped the
defense
bomb
sided.
diffuser.
They try to force something on Manakai on that Dark, but Dark immediately shuts Northy down as Northy is not having a game for himself. 1-7, that's not the Northy we know and the Northy that we have seen so far in these seasons of ESA.
No, this is definitely not what we were expecting to see of Nordy or his team in general. 4-3 situation we're here, still half of the round remaining. So the attacking side does have an opportunity here to still work things around, to still at least get 1 or 2 kills and work things in their favor. And now it's not looking too great. Boris Jones coming out looking for utility, the utility of the Nomad, the gridlock also being placed, but Mankai they're getting the kill, and Yana getting the second, and this is the for around onto Archie, leaving
Over.
the
Over.
floors all left standing here in a 4 versus 1 situation. A very difficult position for him to be in. He's still on the rooftop. It's a very difficult position to make an entry from. Does get a kill onto Superior as he's finding himself in a stronger situation for this gunfight. But now the whole entire enemy team knows where he is. He's peeking him, which is causing some easy kills for the side of the floors. But with a 2 versus 1, it's still a very difficult one to be in. Gets another killer onto Kai as Cook is just getting too aggressive here. But with this 1 versus 1 situation, things are suddenly getting very interesting, mighty, as now things can really go either way.
It could go either way now. That's definitely for sure. Is it Larry? Is it Spine that finds this 7th round? Will this round go in the favor pocket of minions, or will it be closed off for this evening for the hands of Cook?
15
Larry
seconds
knows
to
the fact
go.
he has the diffuser. Oh, soonly and surely that Frostman
10
was
seconds left.
danger close. Does Spiny know? Does Spiny know? He doesn't know as Larry finds the kill. Oh.
Yeah.
So close, but still so far away. 2 good rounds, 2 potential good clutches coming in, and maybe also good awakening calls coming in by Spiny, but he doesn't see the things through. He does not find the right moments of dealing with these players in the hands of Cook, as we see a 7-0 Cafe, and I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm completely shocked.
A bit of a disappointing match here for this round 3 of the high part of round 3 of the Switch stage. But at the same time, also a beautiful accomplishment, of course, by the side of MG Cook, which has really shown that they are one of the very best teams and that they deserve to be in the playoffs already after just 3 rounds of Switch. A beautiful match from Cook. Lesser good match from the side of Minions. But like we said already before, it's Swiss stage. You get 3 chances, really. You need to win 3 games to qualify, or you need to lose 3 games to be out. Minions, of course, still in a very safe spot, being in a 2-1 for round 4, where they're still 1 win away, really, from qualifying. And this gives them a nice opportunity here, of course, to just work on their problems, find a way to do better, and hopefully still qualify like in the 4th or the 5th round of the Swiss stage eventually.
Definitely. And you just saw previously in the bracket you just previously was shown to you, we have a lot of
Mhm.
teams now that will await and have their matches now sooner or later this week or also next week. So
Mhm.
there will be a lot of new opponents maybe coming in there for the hands of minions. And there are
Yeah.
teams in there that should be very scary We mentioned it. There's another MG team, not only one, but there's two more potential MG teams that could run up in the bracket to meet up with Minions, potentially,
Yeah.
if the book code score will make it. That would either be Aspire or Team Whatever It Takes. I
Yeah.
think Minions is finished off and don't want to have any more internal battles because we saw how this one
No.
went. But if we talk about matches, I think we have a match coming in for you guys tomorrow at the same time.
Yeah, of course, tomorrow there's one more match coming up, which is going to be Project Black Axe versus Yuke 141. I can already imagine our viewers thinking like, huh, who's Yuke 141? We only know Yuke Esports. Well, that's because there has been a little rebranding within that team, or rather an organization now, as they now have multiple teams. So Yuke 141 is that the team that we used to know as Yuke Esports, or rather the main team in a way. Rather than there's also a team that we used to know as Solaire or Meister at one point, was now called Yuke 7-8 or 8-7. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's 8-7. But it's like that's another Yuke team, and that's why they have rebranded their teams to just make a nice little difference here. But yeah, of course, this is the match coming up tomorrow for you guys. So I hope to see
And
you
I
there
have
as
more
well.
bashing
And
to do.
yeah, and well, actually, before we actually close off the stream, there's actually one more thing that I actually want to say about this match, because again, this match was among the shortest matches that we had so far this season. Of course, before we had two matches that went to 7-2 and 7-1, so that was only 17 rounds. But this match was 17 rounds as well, as we had a 7-3 and a 7-0. So that's as well 17 rounds. So among the shortest matches of this season, and the first 7-0 on a map as well. So I hope that the upcoming match will be a little bit more, a little closer and a little bit less one-sided.
And to say one more positive things for both of these teams, and a little bit less positive for a team that is competing tomorrow, as we just saw, PBX is a team competing tomorrow against Yuke. They will definitely have a hard run against Yuke, as Yuke just previously showed themselves as a very well-assumed team, and a team that know every inch and nook of every map in the pool. They knew especially where to open up these verticals, so that is the thing that they need to watch out tomorrow. But the thing that I just wanted to mention is that both QuQ and Minions recently got their last win. Not all QuQ won today against Minions, but the recent win that they both teams had were against PBX. So there were one more thing that they had in common. They won against PBX, both 2-0'd. So if so, Minions will meet up with PBX next round. That's an opponent that they knew for a fact they have bet and that they could do good and great against.
Right.
But that is the thing for the next round. I was Mighty. Bosmax was the main head of this tonight's stream. We also had Oatnox on the producing, and we had Proxima on the observing. So thanks to you guys. Without you, we couldn't do this stream. And with that, I would say have a great night and see you guys tomorrow back at ESA.
Good evening. Bye-bye.